She's endured heartbreak, loss, and betrayal, but Elizabeth Dutton's story is only just beginning. Elizabeth Dutton's story in 1923 is far from over, and actress Michelle Randolph is finally breaking her silence on what's coming next. From chilling behind-the-scenes moments to whispers of a major comeback, we've got everything you need to know about Elizabeth's role in Season 3 and beyond. Buckle up! This one's about to get personal. What we know about Elizabeth in Season 3. Elizabeth Dutton's return in 1923. Season 3 is one of the most anticipated storylines in the Yellowstone universe. After the emotional roller coaster of Season 1, marked by love, loss, and a fierce will to survive, fans have been eager to see where her journey leads next. Played by Michelle Randolph, Elizabeth carved out a memorable space for herself as more than just Jack Dutton's fiancée. She became a symbol of resilience in a world that demands strength from everyone, especially the women of the Yellowstone legacy. Though Paramount has kept major plot details under wraps, behind-the-scenes whispers and casting confirmations point to Elizabeth having a prominent role this season. Michelle Randolph has been spotted on set, fueling speculation that her character's story is far from over. There's talk that Season 3 will fast forward a bit in time, giving us a more mature, hardened version of Elizabeth, possibly one shaped by the hardships she endured at the ranch and the loss of her unborn child. Narratively, Elizabeth is in a unique position. She represents the hope for the Dutton lineage to continue, something that carries weight in a world where legacy means everything. Her relationship with Jack, still recovering from tragedy, could either strengthen under pressure or fracture with the weight of their shared grief. Either way, fans can expect her role to expand beyond just a supporting love interest. If anything, Elizabeth is poised to step up as a new kind of Dutton woman, one who blends compassion with grit. Season 3 is also shaping up to explore more of the power dynamics within the ranch, and Elizabeth might play a key role in that shift. With Cara Dutton still holding the reins and the ranch under constant threat, Elizabeth could emerge as a vital bridge between generations, someone learning the ropes while carving out her own voice. Her return isn't just about picking up where she left off, it's about evolution, endurance, and the quiet fire that's kept the Dutton name alive through the toughest of times. How her character could evolve. Elizabeth Dutton's evolution in 1923. Season 3 could mark a powerful shift in the series' emotional core. With Jack Dutton now gone, Elizabeth enters the season carrying not only the pain of losing her child, but the profound heartbreak of losing her husband. Her character has endured more loss than most, and that grief could forge her into something entirely new. A woman no longer defined by who she loved, but by what she chooses to become in the wake of it all. This season may see Elizabeth stepping into a much more central role, one defined by independence, resilience, and quiet fury. Without Jack, she is no longer tethered to a traditional future on the ranch. That loss might unshackle her, allowing her to forge her own path in a world where women are often expected to grieve in silence and disappear. But Elizabeth has proven she's not the type to fade into the background. She survived too much, and Season 3 could showcase her reclaiming control, not just of her life, but her place in the Dutton legacy. The emotional depth of her character could be explored in ways we haven't seen yet, through leadership, confrontation, and possibly even revenge. Whether she stays on the ranch or seeks something beyond it, her arc could become one of transformation through pain. She may become a steward of the land Jack died protecting, or a force of reckoning for those who wronged him. Either way, she's no longer simply reacting to tragedy, she's rising from it. Elizabeth's growth now carries the weight of legacy. She may be the last tie to Jack's line, and perhaps even the one left to carry his name forward. But more than that, she's emerging as a symbol of survival and quiet defiance. Season 3 won't just show us who Elizabeth Dutton was, it'll reveal who she's becoming. A woman shaped by sorrow, but not broken by it. Potential spin-off rumors. As the Yellowstone universe continues to expand, whispers of a potential 1923 spin-off centered around Elizabeth Dutton have started gaining momentum. With Jack gone and her arc left wide open, Elizabeth stands as a compelling figure, one whose story is far from finished. She's a survivor, a symbol of the next generation, and exactly the kind of character who could anchor her own chapter in Taylor Sheridan's ever-growing Western saga. The idea of an Elizabeth-led spin-off isn't far-fetched. She carries with her the emotional scars of love, loss, and legacy. Rich territory for deeper storytelling. Whether it explores her struggle to find independence after tragedy or follows her journey as she forges a life beyond the Dutton Ranch, the narrative potential is massive. And with Michelle Randolph's breakout performance in 1923, fans and critics alike have taken notice. There's something magnetic about Elizabeth's quiet strength that begs for more screen time. Spin-off rumors have hinted at a possible time jump, perhaps placing Elizabeth years down the line, older, wiser, and more hardened by the world she's had to survive. That opens the door to new characters, new alliances, and possibly a different view of the American West through a woman's eyes. A standalone series could explore themes of land ownership, gender roles, and personal redemption in ways that 1923 only began to touch on. What makes Elizabeth such a strong candidate for a spin-off isn't just what she's lost, it's what she still has left to fight for. In the ashes of Jack's death and the silence that follows, there's a fire quietly building. If the Yellowstone universe is truly about legacy, then Elizabeth Dutton might just be the one to carry it into a new era, on her own terms, with her own story to tell. Her role in the ranch's survival. Elizabeth's role in the survival of the Dutton legacy becomes more critical than ever. Once a young bride-to-be with dreams of a life outside the harsh realities of ranching, Elizabeth is now forced to reckon with a world that has hardened her. The ranch, the land, and the Dutton name all hang in the balance, and Elizabeth's strength may prove to be one of its few lifelines. In 1923, Season 3, Elizabeth could find herself thrust into a much more active role in the ranch's daily operations. No longer just a figurehead or a grieving widow, she might need to step up as a leader, taking on responsibilities that once fell to Jack or even to Cara Dutton. Whether she's managing the cattle, overseeing the ranch hands, or protecting the family's interests from rival factions, Elizabeth's hands are about to get much dirtier. The emotional resilience that has carried her this far may now be her greatest asset, as she becomes the steadying force the Duttons desperately need. Her connection to the land is deeper than just blood. It's the heritage and survival of the family itself that will push her to embrace this new role. Elizabeth may be the last person standing who understands both the personal sacrifices and the unforgiving nature of ranch life. Her survival thus far has shown she has what it takes to endure in a world that offers no guarantees. And now, she might have to make decisions that will determine the ranch's fate for generations to come. This evolution into a more hands-on, pragmatic role could also shape Elizabeth's relationships within the family. As a woman on the frontier, her presence in a leadership position will challenge old power dynamics and spark a new kind of respect, even from the most traditional Duttons. The question will no longer be whether she can survive. It will be whether Elizabeth Dutton can thrive, leading the ranch into a future that's as uncertain as the land itself. Is Elizabeth the next matriarch of the Dutton family? With the tragic loss of Jack Dutton, Elizabeth finds herself at a crossroads few women in the Yellowstone universe have faced. No longer a wife, no longer a mother-to-be, she stands alone, but not defeated. In a world ruled by bloodlines and legacy, the role of matriarch isn't given. It's earned through heartbreak, strength, and an unyielding will to survive. And if there's anyone poised to step into that role, it's Elizabeth Dutton. The Dutton family has always been defined by powerful women. Cara Dutton currently stands as the unshakable matriarch, a pillar of grit and grace. But she won't hold that title forever. Elizabeth, though younger and shaped by a different kind of sorrow, is being forged in the same fire. Season 3 may be the beginning of her transformation into the next great female force of the Dutton name. A torchbearer for a legacy drenched in both land and loss. What sets Elizabeth apart is her deep emotional well. She's not hardened in the way the Dutton men often are. Her strength lies in feeling everything and surviving it anyway. If she stays with the family, if she claims her place in the ranch's future, she won't just be holding on to what Jack left behind. She'll be building something of her own. The quiet power in that is undeniable, and it's exactly what the Duttons need as they face the future. Matriarchs aren't made in moments of peace. They're born in chaos, shaped by war, and sustained by love that never dies. Elizabeth may not have set out to become the next great Dutton woman, but grief has a way of awakening what strength never could. And in the silence left behind by Jack, she may become the voice that carries the family forward. Michelle Randolph has said about Season 3. Michelle Randolph has given fans just enough to stir the embers of speculation when it comes to Elizabeth Dutton's return in 1923 Season 3. Though tight-lipped about exact plot details, her reflections on past scenes and hints about what's to come paint a clear picture. Elizabeth is far from done. Behind the quiet vulnerability we've seen lies a character being shaped for something greater, and Randolph knows it. In one of her most memorable behind-the-scenes stories, Randolph described filming Elizabeth's heartbreaking moment of joy, running barefoot in the snow to tell Jack she was pregnant, only to have that moment unravel in sorrow. The temperature was below freezing, the silk pajamas offered no protection, and the emotional weight of the scene was immense. That was one of the hardest days, she admitted, but what emerged from it was raw truth. A young woman caught between the dream of a future and the brutal reality of the West. When speaking about Elizabeth's journey, Randolph doesn't sugarcoat the trauma. She acknowledges the loss, the pain, the rage, all of it. But what stands out most is her admiration for Elizabeth's resilience. She's hinted that Season 3 will show a different kind of strength, a version of Elizabeth who's been tested and tempered. One who isn't just surviving, but beginning to shape her own destiny in the wake of everything she's lost. And the story might not stop with 1923. Michelle has teased the possibility of continuing Elizabeth's saga in 1944. Another chapter in Taylor Sheridan's ever-growing frontier universe. She's even joked about aging up with the help of prosthetics, clearly invested in following Elizabeth's evolution long into the Dutton legacy. If that's the case, we're only scratching the surface of a character destined to leave a lasting mark on the Yellowstone timeline. Elizabeth Dutton may have entered 1923 as a dreamer, but Season 3 could see her return as a force of reckoning. And with Michelle Randolph fully embracing the fire beneath the grief, the stage is set for one of the most powerful arcs in the Yellowstone universe. If this is the next Dutton matriarch in the making, we're here for every second of it. Don't forget to like, comment your thoughts on Elizabeth's future, and subscribe for more deep dives into 1923, Yellowstone, and everything Taylor Sheridan has brewing. This legacy's just getting started.